Hey guys, welcome back to the Film Fan Club. I'm Sam Carrico, and we gotta talk about this week's Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 4. Man, that is how you end an episode. Holy crap. Jaime's forces going towards Daenerys' forces. Man, this episode and the last episode really seems to have been, they both seem to have been what we have wanted, a lot of what we wanted at least, from Season 7 altogether. And it's just been great getting to see the Targaryen forces take on the Lannister forces, but they're just full throttle this time. It's awesome. It really kind of is the opposite of what happened last episode, whereas there was a lot of good story elements, but there was some kind of weaker action elements. There's still a lot of good story elements here, but the action elements were really just brought up to the next level. It did not disappoint, I thought. They even set it up really well how much Cersei and the Lannisters need the money that they had just taken from the Tyrells, and they haven't even gotten it back to King's Landing yet. So this really, whereas in the last few episodes, it really have started to even the playing fields, or even go more so in the Lannisters' favor. This is Daenerys really kind of taking it back and making it a fair fight once again, because she's taken out the support that they have from the Iron Bank, presumably because that's what Mark Gatiss was talking about at the beginning of this episode. It was just really very strategic. I don't know if she did that, if she did that strategically, or if she just did it out of rage. She's like, I'm mad, so I just want to take out these people. Daenerys really has the potential to become a tyrant, because just like in the scene whenever they're on the beach, she just figures out what has happened, how many men that she's lost. She's telling Jon Snow, like, hey, should I just go burn all these people in King's Landing? I'll attack them. I'll kill them. I don't care. And then he's like, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't be as much like your dad as you're trying to be. And it works out because she really does have the potential for it. It's kind of scary. But regardless of the reason, this was a great move on Daenerys' part. And what an episode! I mean, it really makes sense. I mean, if they're gonna shortchange us with the Tyrell fights and the other battles and the Unsullied fighting and taking Casterly Rock in the last episode, at least they made it really worthwhile here. I thought it was fantastic. Oh my god, how many times am I gonna say fantastic in this review? Probably a few more. But I mean, just getting to see. I mean, the way they set it up, whenever they're like, Jaime's like, we can handle him, we can take him, and then you see the dragon come through. Holy crap, I was hollering. I was just freaking hollering the whole time. I was like, the first time this season, at least, that Game of Thrones has got me, like, just screaming at my television screen, like, holy crap, like, I'm telling Daenerys, like, go away, get out of there, because at a point, I feel like she's won the battle. I feel like it's in her favor. The Dothraki are killing the Lannisters, and she could, she's made major blows to them with the fire and the dragons and everything, so she could just, haul ass, get out of there. But I think it's kind of her arrogance is like, you know what, I'm just going to finish him off right here, right now. And then that's kind of what leads to the dragon's downfall. I don't think the dragon is dead or in any real harm by the end of this episode, at least not as much as Jaime. But, I mean, really, it does show, because we kind of laughed it off. I mean, I did a little bit, whenever we first see the scorpions, or whatever, the giant arrows basically that can hurt the dragons, I'm like, okay. But they really make you realize, okay, if they're able to get enough of those, they mass produce enough of them, they can maybe defend King's Landing, and it'll be more of a fair fight. And that's really what they showed us here. And but at that ending, man, whenever Jaime's and I was wondering why Tyrion's there. I'm like, why does Tyrion have to be there? And they set it up just so he can watch. And I wish that he would have locked eyes with Jaime for a second before he charged at Daenerys. That would have been a nice little moment. But he doesn't necessarily want his brother to die, because he's the one who actually cares about him, but he's just put in a really tough position, and you really get to see that struggle play out, kind of, and it was really well done. We finally get the Stark reunion that we've been waiting for this season. That was a really nice moment, I think, because the story, a lot of it was kind of just like, okay, we need to establish, that Podrick and Brienne are training more. We need to establish that Jon is making progress with the dragon glass. We need to establish this, this, and this. This felt like a really nice moment that wasn't just kind of the story elements, just kind of moving along with the plot, which is what a lot of the other stuff kind of in this episode felt like. But the Stark reunion, with Arya getting to reunite and meet with Bran, and with Sansa, that was all just really nice, well done. I mean, very much better than the Bran and Sansa interaction last episode. How creepy was that? And I feel like Bran's voice keeps changing from episode to episode, going more robotic or more human as he wants it to, and that's just kind of a weird choice on the on the director's part and on the actor's part, but hey, whatever. But that was really nice, just getting to see the three of them interact. And I mean, that dagger is pretty badass, so we get to see how badass Arya is with whenever she's training with Brienne. And honestly, I believe it. I believe she's been through so much that she has learned, she's picked up these great skills, and getting to see her go toe to toe with Brienne and realize, hey, this girl can fend for herself. It's really nice compared to like Sansa, who again, I mean, even as the Lady of Winterfell, she just seems really whiny, and you know, she hasn't really grown as much as the other characters. But whatever. I mean, Baelish is still in this episode, is still at Winterfell, and man, I just hate that guy more and more each episode. The way he talks. I mean, he's not even as clever anymore as he appears to be in previous seasons, and I think that's deliberate on the part trying to show that the Stark children are kind of to become able to outsmart him a little bit. But Bran, I mean, he uses the wrong choice of words when he talks about. He's like, "Oh, it's a shame you have to be in this chaos," and Bran's the three-eyed raven. Okay, he can see everything, and he knows what Littlefinger's true intentions are, and he shows that when he says chaos is a ladder, which is a nice throwback to the earlier season when he tells Varys chaos is a ladder, and that's, he knows Littlefinger is trying to climb that ladder. There's a lot of nice little throwbacks to the previous seasons in this episode. I mean, we get to hear another, whenever Jon says less than 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever, he says fewer, which is a reference because Sir Davos served Stannis, Stannis the Manus, who I wonder if he's ever gonna, you know, poor guy. We'll never get to see him in his true mantis form. I'm trying to think of what else happened. I totally spilt water on me in between takes. But a lot of the Iron Bank stuff was kept to a minimum in this episode. That was really nice. It was it was one of the few complaints I had about the last episode. That and the lack of action. It just seems that a lot of this each episode just seems to be getting better and better and better this season. And really, I really care about Daenerys, and I want her to win because, I mean, I care about a fictional character, but in the sense of who I want to win the Iron Throne, I feel like Daenerys at this point has the best claim to it, you know, not knowing exactly where Jon lies and all that, but I don't know who has more of a right to the Iron Throne is what I'm saying. Anyways, I really think that she should win this thing. I want her to win this thing, so anytime she makes a blow against the Lannisters, it's a great triumph for her. But although they've set it up so well that even though they're Lannisters, Jaime and Bronn, I mean, I care about those characters because each character is so well developed, I think. They've done just a great job. And now that we're in the 7th season and finally getting what we wanted, which is the Targaryen versus Lannister war that we've kind of been promised, it's kind of starting to kind of hit the ground running. And really, this has been a great episode. I really liked getting to see this. I can't wait to watch it again. It's like one of the few episodes that I'm just like, as soon as it's over, I'm like, bam, replay. Let's do it again. I can't wait. So what do you guys think of this episode? Let me know in the comments section below. Wow, what an episode. What a finale to the episode. Well, thanks so much for checking this video out, guys. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. We got a lot of other Game of Thrones reviews up right now, more TV recaps, etc. All sorts of cool stuff. Movie news, movie reviews. You don't want to miss it. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well while you're at it, @Samuel D. Carrico. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.